So let's see, as a consequence of that antecedent focus being on black people rather than on white people, let's see what the consequence is like for a couple of entertainers here on YouTube. Let me know if the audio is okay.
What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. You're seeing kind of the rise of a new definition for an old term. There used to be a term called, there is a term called black fatigue, which used to mean the general tiredness from, I don't know, all sorts of whatever, the pressures of just being black, apparently. I'd never heard that term, but obviously I'm not in that community. So maybe it was more prevalently used there. I don't know. But there is a new term, there is a new definition that has taken over that is, quite frankly, gaining a lot of momentum. And it's concerning because I don't like where this is heading. I don't think this is going to end well for anybody. But the new definition of black fatigue is, in general, a general malaise or tiredness of folks seeing, videos or experiencing crime at the hands of this community. Now, obviously, all communities, participate in stupid crime against each other. But right now, I think algorithmically, on places like X, perhaps even in a PSYOP, it all started with Carmelo Anthony. And the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf case was kind of the last, the big domino or the smaller domino that unleashed the larger domino of Shiloh raising nearly $1 million for,
I don't know if this guy actually thinks, he's not hugely bright. I don't know if he actually thinks that Carmelo Anthony is a PSYOP, and then what happened with Shiloh Hendricks is a PSYOP. He used that word, but
having an excited utterance of a particular word at a kid who was stealing from her. And this story went viral over the weekend. I thought I would cover it because it's extremely frustrating that, I want this to get cleaned up before it gets out of control, before other, we said biker gangs driving around and handling business. I don't want to get.
Okay, so let me jump in right there real quick. I don't know why this notion persists that there are white biker gangs that are going to go out and commit racial violence. These gangs, these white biker gangs, I just played for you the testimony at Congress where the feds were saying in Congress that 99+% of the gangs are non-white. So we just played that testimony before Congress. Check it out for yourself. Make sure I'm right. This notion that there are white biker gangs comes from entertainment media. Without question, there have been, especially after World War II, veterans came back, they had PTSD, they didn't know what that was. They used their meager income to buy cheap motorcycles that were made by Harley Davidson, and they got into bike clubs. And yes, there were some of those clubs that got into criminality, and just as that's always the case. But where do we interact with these biker gangs? Mostly, where is our interaction? Where do we know them from? Entertainment media. The great evil white biker gang shows up and they victimize innocent non-white people all the time. There are no hordes of white biker gangs that are going to go out and commit racial violence. This is preposterous. I never see a group of bikers going down the road that's not multiracial. And in many of these cases, and they've got like skulls on their jackets, and in many of these cases, there is a black guy with a white woman in the biker gang. So this is a preposterous notion right out of the anti-white narrative.
To that level.
Oh, great.
I have to poop, but it feels stuck. Stop!
No.
But here is two Indiana boys, quote, make up after one of the boys got jumped in a park in Madison, Indiana. By the way, these are like 8 and 10-year-old kids.
Okay, I showed the still from this. Apparently that little boy that was jumped by a bunch of black boys and bloodied up severely. Apparently his name is Jason. and his mother is single, another single white mother. And anyhow, wait till you hear what the white people did.
Why are they participating in this type of behavior? I have never seen ever this type of activity in parks or even at schools. I mean, I've seen fights before, but not like this, which I'm going to show you. After the beating rocked the community, local leaders, including a group of bikers, held a meetup to support the victim, Jason. Obviously, I think you could probably put it together. The victim is a
bikers, in other words, the ride club that I guarantee is multiracial.
A little white boy, and who was jumped by.
Another thing I really despise about this guy is he never says black boy, but he calls Austin Metcalf a white boy. He calls them the Metcalf boys or the Metcalf boy. He never calls Carmelo a boy. Let's see if he calls the black children that jumped Jason. Let's see if he calls them black boys.
By several non-white boys.
Oh, he said non-white boys.
One of the boys said
not
he was
black
at the
boys.
park when he was jumped. She says there's been a history of issues with these boys in the community. These kids are so disrespectful. They throw trash over my fence into my yard, throw rocks at my dogs. Last year, they were using those Orbeez, which I think those are like those little white BBs or water-filled BBs. They would fire them at their dogs. Anytime I would confront them and ask for a parent, it's threats of their parents. They say their parents have weapons and that you don't want to meet them. The other boy's father, Desi May, said in a post shared by Kevin Hummel Sr. on Facebook, there seems to be no accountability for these young ones or anyone able to track down their parents. Here's a small clip of it. I'm not going to show the aftermath because it's probably I don't want to humiliate this kid. But you can see there's some sort of...
I'm not going to play any of that because I'm sure he can play it. He's just showing how they surround, and then this one in the black is the one who comes up from behind and hits Jason in the temple, forehead, side of his face, and opens up his head, and he bleeds like there's no tomorrow. And then this is where they're stomping him on the ground. I'm not showing any of that. This is Jeremy Hambley's clip. So you got to take his clip down and strike him.
This incredible mold remover
if
gel
you're going to try to do that on
your
me.
bathroom and tiles to their original shine in just...
Now here, so then they share, then the community gets together and they're like, oh, look, they made up. Well, they in fact did not make up. And
so the community, the bikers, they got together and they bought the black kids, or at least one of them, a bunch of stuff to get them to come together and get a photo with their arms around each other, and everything is fine. They've made up. Everything is fine now. But the mother of Jason is saying it's not fine. These people are a regular problem in the community and threatening, and she's got no husband to stand in the gap for the children.
Roving gang of youths is still terrorizing the community and this kid too. So there's this post here from Kevin Hummel Sr. It's starting to sink in what we accomplished last Sunday, which has never been done before. As a business owner, I was nervous about making calls, knowing that if things went south, I would lose everything. It was worrisome situation. Some people were advising me against it, while others were sending me texting. We needed to pull the community together as one. I was concerned that this was a gray area, but after discussing it with many people, they were ready to move forward. So I started making phone calls with the individuals. I knew it would be the right thing. So this guy, I can't really tell who he is, Kevin Hummel Sr.
That's the guy
for a photo op.
That's the guy who got everybody together. Mestizo Karf says, Misha doesn't buy into the Shiloh grip. Really? So Misha says she calls it a grift. She's not buying into it. You know, whether, I know Viva Frey is that guy's name who's investigating whether or not it was a psyop or just a grift or whatever. But I think for me, I'm open to whatever news ends up coming out, including that maybe it's completely, happen exactly as she said or they said, but you have this trust in place that's going to actually receive and decide what happens with the money. Who knows? I hope it's not that.
Yolanda, sometimes we have to sit at tables. We aren't wanted and wanted. What? Not wanted and wanted. In the beginning, this was just a kid, but after several meetings, the calls, the narrative changed, and the adults knew it had to be about the boys and any other blah, 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 God this, God that. No, this is all fake, right? Kid got jumped. A group of kids decided to threaten and throw.
It's not fake in the sense that it didn't happen. The community did. This guy, they brought them together.
Throw things at our dog, then proceed to jump my son as he tried to walk away, which is all on video. He had to get stitches. Truly, I'm angry. These kids are so incredibly disrespectful. They throw trash over my fence. I'm thankful Jason's okay, and I'm praying hard. And ultimately, why is this muted? Oh, okay. Maybe they're a clickbait account. I'm not sure.
Auden White is with us. Hello.
This was a fake ending. They did not. In fact, you can see we found her mother, and Dylan Dennis has been talking with her. Terrible story. This says, I'm taking pictures. He knows now to take pictures of these kids so we can try to be aware of where their parents are aware. The two boys are facing charges. Good, by the way. And by the way, stop letting this crap off the hook. Those boys should get charges. They attacked him. They jumped him. There's a crime for that. The other little boy seemed to be defending himself, although he never even touched the other kids. So Dylan Dennis comes around. I'm unfamiliar with him. He's a fighter, I think. Saying, I promise I'm going to get support for Jason, get him into a gym so he knows how to fight. We also can work on helping you out fight.
Get ready for, and I'm not saying this guy's doing it, but whenever there is a single mothers out there, be warned. You probably know to some degree that guys will show up to get some ass by feigning interest in the children, to protect the children. And so I would not doubt that that's going to happen with this mother as well. What a disgusting scenario to find yourself in. And to whatever degree that she's responsible for being single, who knows? The other big threat is that something like this, there's all this attention. And this woman, she doesn't know the guy's reaching out to say, oh, I want to help. I want to teach the kid how to fight, or I want to. And again, I'm not saying that guy or the other guy that bought gifts for the black attackers and got everybody together for a photograph as a consequence. Really just disgusting. But be aware, ladies, that the guys showing up here might be pedophiles. A mother who has to work for a living, has 4 children that the guy could then have access to. If he comes in as the great defender, he's going to help her take care of these children. Be very wary of that.
Financially, a lot of people online have your back. Let me handle a few things. We'll fix this. This woman just wants to move out of this community. It's been so overwhelmed with all this. Plus, with my place of employment, I have to be careful. This is the mom. I want my son to get support and connection with men who have good character and values. I'm doing my best as a single mom of 4. Yikes. His mother is a POS. His father's a POS. Well, that's what she says. And has drugged Dre through so much. He has disappeared again. Jason is still dealing with bullies, and I can't get any backup when these incidents occur. I'm taking pictures, and he knows now to take pictures of these kids so we can try and be aware of them. The 2 boys, by the way, are facing charges thanks to the awareness spread by this. She goes on to say that it, in fact, has not gotten better.
No shit.
By the way, no charges, no suspension, not even a slap on the wrist, just a shiny award they gave these kids because, I don't know, people try to do the right thing.
See, that's the biker gang. You got this fat white guy. I guarantee you, in his biker gang, there's a black guy with a white woman. It's universal at this point. They're like the hardcore white guys, just like la, la, on their Harleys, and they got all this leather on. They got them big old boots on. They're like, yeah, I'm tough. And then you're like, oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that, cuck.
Try to do the right thing, but,
Look at his head.
And yet the parents made him humiliate himself and forgive his attackers. Yeah, people are tired of this. People are tired of headlines like this. Oops, it looks like the New York Post deleted it. Why do you think the New York Post deleted this? Well, because Swiftie College co-ed lost her life as she slept due to career criminal who broke in this picture. Why does that matter? This guy really gave him some protection.
Another story. We got to keep it moving along.
Crimes. But I would like to see all these videos of a bunch of white kids ganging up on some black kid in a park. Because if you believe the rhetoric,
this is the conservative stupidity. This is the conservative. If the anti-whites could find one video of 2 or more white guys fighting a non-white guy, that's it. Your position is defeated. Why? Because everybody has witnessed that happening thousands of times in entertainment. They wouldn't even need an actual instance, but they absolutely could find it.
then there should be thousands of those videos, because I see a new video every day of groups of young, unaccompanied youths committing, aggressive acts, taking
Not black boys.
people's lives, stabbing people, roaming the streets. I mean, show me the other groups of these, people that are doing the same.
Where's the focus on what he's talking about? This whole video, focus has been on blacks. And then since he's more of a cuck, he softens it by saying, well, everybody, though, behaves like this, but they seem to behave like this a little bit more.
I agree they are, but how come? Maybe it's just that in that community, they film it, and that's why we see so much video from it.
They're natural movie producers there, Jeremy.
I'm gonna show you a godsend right here, Mr. Humble. You know these 2 boys?
Got a new bicycle. They got new bicycles. They get into a fight. The blacks jump the white child and stomp and beat him into the ground. Stitches across his forehead. Blood spills everywhere. He's screaming in pain and fear. And to fix this, everybody gets a new bicycle. This is what the white race does. Sickening. And look at this guy over here, the real tough white guy. He's got his goatee on, too.
Again, this community probably tried to do the right thing, right? They want to try to bring these kids together. They don't want it to be a race thing. I understand why they did what they did, but
typical cucks. They don't want it to be. It's a race thing, but they're going to not see it.
They still make Jason as the victim, and he basically had to humiliate himself. And for
Slot says rewarding anti-whiteism, 100%.
Give the other kids when he was 100% in the right. This other kid should not be getting a free bike. He should be getting a free ride to jail or juvie, right? But because people are into self-flagellating themselves, the articles like this from the New York Post will.
Self-flagellating means flagellating themselves, Jeremy.
Continue to get posted. No graduation pic. Just run-of-the-mill criminal again. Or students or whatever. People are getting sick of it. We cannot address an issue if we cannot act.
So the issue, the focus, blacks.
Accurately describe what that issue is. I don't know how to fix it, but I'm done.
But he's there to give you his opinion.
Pretending like it's just some kids just some kids roughhousing, because it sure seems like there's generally, a lot of inside that community, they're doing this to each other every day. But it seems like a lot of people in other communities have to keep paying the price because they don't want to keep these people in jail. They don't want to say, they don't want to be called. Again,
you all are privy to the Go Free Dialogic, and you see the massive errors that he and all other cucks make, and Spurgs, anti-non-white Spurgs, the massive error that they make.
Racist, I don't know. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, hey, keep the criminals in jail. And these other kids that attacked this kid, they should go to jail too. By the way, if a white guy had broken into this Swifty's house and had the same rap sheet, I think the same thing should happen. If the race is reversed in the park, I think that the white kids should be charged. Problem is, it just isn't happening, is it? Very frustrating to see.
The problem is that not that it's not happening, dumb. How does this guy have millions of followers? For the love of God. We just have, it's not the peanut gallery, it's the vegetable gallery.
And it's also,
all right.
There's a certain term which is going viral. Many of you probably first heard about it here. I didn't coin it, but I certainly did my best to popularize it. Black fatigue, the deep mental exhaustion from being forced to care about Black people and their actions 24/7. And it's going.
What's the conversation about? Is it about us? Is it about our well-being? Look how quickly it shifted. I mean, it wasn't focused on us at all. We were the only people.
Going viral, but not by the people who you would expect to be talking about it. Many white people have been experiencing it for, well, decades. Others for the last 5 years or so, since the 2020 Black Lives Matter insurrection. But many Black people.
Craig says the word bully undermines the narrative that it's an anti-white attack or even violent to begin with. Yeah, actually, I skipped over something somewhere, and maybe I just missed it while we were watching it. Jeremy said they're bullying him because he's a little chubby. No, chubby. They're bullying him because he's white. They're physically anti-white to the point there, attacking him, victimizing him, bloodying him, beating the piss out of him, intimidating him because he's white, not because he's chubby, not because he's awkward. It wouldn't. And here's the reality for everybody who has eyes to see. Even if Jason were massively chubby and massively awkward, and that chubbiness and awkwardness played into the motivations of the anti-white, non-white attackers, it still behooves us to discuss his victimization as anti-white, because that enables us to think in ways to end such victimizations. Like I've said before, the white race is the only race that will come to me and say, no, this isn't anti-white. It's actually an economic thing. This isn't anti-white. It's actually a bullying problem in America. And it's bullies of all races and victims of bullies of all races, turning it into a total abstraction. Jews, if I was a Jew and I went to the Jews and I said, this thing is anti-Semitic, not a single Jewish person, I imagine, would come to me. I mean, use your own imagination, would come to me and say, no, beating up the Jews at the school is not anti-Semitic. It's just this abstraction called bullying. Absolutely disgusting.
People are also experiencing it because, well, tell us, Chris Rock.
Everything white people don't like about Black people really don't like about Black people.
Obviously, he's talking about a subset of the Black community, but you're not supposed to use certain terminology to describe that kind of behavior. But many in the Black community are also experiencing Black fatigue because of them.
There's an interesting phrase going around these days. It's called Black fatigue. When I heard that I started laughing because...
What did I say? We've got these Black content creators and just regular Black folk that are coming out and they're saying, I got Black fatigue too. F them Nners. F them. So just like Jason said, it's a multiracial, anti-Black focus. Never will come back to white well-being. Never started in white well-being with the focus over there. We got Rebellious over here saying Shiloh's money wasn't about control. It was about proving a point. Depends on, I might agree that the majority of the money, depending upon what you think the point that's being proven is, I might agree with that to some degree. I believe a lot of good people came and financed, gave money because they saw and heard a white woman was being doxxed and losing her job, children in danger, she's in danger. And they said, that's all they needed. That's all they knew. That's all they needed to know. And that's a positive.
I've been had Black fatigue.
I've been had Black fatigue.
No ratchet bull. All the random acts of violence.
My friends laughed at me for buying this, and now they ask me where I got this. So I almost made the...
Look at these commercials. God, they're so oppressive. My friend asked me where I got this. I got it out of a body in an alley. Now I'm making chicken dinner with it.
Black fatigue is some real shit, especially with the Carmelo Anthony thing. That was some degenerate punk.
Now, why would white people show Black people? Why would it be right on their lips? Why would it be? And Hambly made another video maybe today it was, about look at all the blacks that are having black fatigue. And it's so embarrassing. I can't show it, although maybe I will show it some other time, because he literally is the personification of the most gooberish, dickless white loser that you can imagine. Like he's very nervous about criticizing the behavior of anti-white non-whites, but then he shows a video of a black guy saying he's got black fatigue. I think it's Jason Whitlock that's saying it, and Hambly literally is like a big like jelly body, like he goes yeah, I agree with him. I mean, it was the most pathetic. Like, you're out of the race, Jeremy. You are out of the race. That was the most pathetic, one of the most pathetic spectacles I've ever seen. Maybe I will have to cut it and put it on X to make fun of him and white people who behave that way. But white people now, we here in the House of Swash, and you can learn this, are now referencing overwhelmingly black people and black content creators who have black fatigue under this new and very superficial definition. It ain't going to last. Or because those white people, all white people, are infected with anti-whiteism, which has convinced us that our opinions and our views mean less, our injuries mean less than every other group. And that in some cases, the opinions and views and injuries of blacks are the most important. So white people go out and they're like, wait, there's a black guy that agrees with me. And so now my point is fair and legitimate. Where did we start today? Can I just ask you where we started today? The meme curative. We don't need our victimizer to give us permission, validation, or approval for our views to be legitimate, responsible, and moral. But white people are going to non-whites to have their opinion on black fatigue and on not liking the behavior of some black people, are going to blacks to validate their view on blacks. And you think you have a chance, a snowball's chance in hell of ending our victimization? You'll never know. I mean, maybe your kids or the white kids coming up, maybe you won't have any, but maybe the white kids coming up will realize what you fucking missed when I was here and you had an opportunity.
Bull. I have black fatigue too, and so do the rest of the black people. And what it should be called is nigga fatigue.
I think we're all on the same page, sir. And stay tuned because there's plenty more to come in this video. But real quick, subscribe to my channel if you're new here because, well, obviously, you're not going to get authenticity from any other YouTube channel like this. If you search TikTok for black fatigue, you find a lot of black people expressing that they...
And totally legitimized black fatigue with that. And we have I saying, anti-white says Jason has 2 watches. However, will I trust 30 years of work and effective explanation of how to make the best changes in and around your life for Westmen and women? Who is this person? Are they got like, I know it's like one eye like this and the other eye like that. And they're like, whoa, I think I see 2. One watch. The other side is not a watch. Mestizo Carf says, what's next? Hispanic fatigue? Yes. Yes. They won't be focusing. White people will do anything else. Black content creators are making this all about the victimization by saying, we get hurt by black fatigue the most. Oh, yeah. So Bishop is pointing out that the black content creators are saying, oh, we get it. We get it the most. We got to suffer the black people everywhere. Once again, taking focus off of anti-whiteism. You know what? I will not be surprised if we see a white content creator. You'll probably come across one, if not me, that will be talking about how black people suffer the most from black fatigue. It's coming.
Too are experiencing it, and we'll go through some of these.
Let's see. How fast are we going here? Speed it up a bit.
Assuming that some of them are very upset at the term and are going to just blame white people for that too. But listen to these people.
Black fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made. There's a growing sentiment, most recently, of individuals who are...
This is a black guy that can speak regular English. He's going to be a conservative content creator of some sort, or maybe not a full-fledged content creator, but he's making his videos. And how many white women have thrown themselves at him because he's a black conservative that legitimizes their views?
Proclaiming they do have black fatigue, and you don't have to be a non-black person to have black fatigue.
So there's this term that's going around called black fatigue, and what black fatigue is, you are tired of certain black behaviors in the black community that needs to be addressed, and it's literally making you tired at this point. It comes to black on black crime, upholding things that are not right in the black community, like baby mama culture and the rap culture that we have now, gang violence, all of these things that are horrible.
The rap culture, gang violence, these are
for the black community.
Just listening to a video.
And therefore, this is all about the black community. Man, it hurts to be this right.
This is Dr. T. Just listen to a video.
Oh, it's Dr. T. My birth certificate had my doctorate stapled to it.
Expressing the true sentiments of white people. White people are tired of this shit. White people are tired of hearing.
I'm so happy hearing what he has to say to us about white people and what they think. And can you believe it? You know, there are more white people going to Dr. T to find out what white people think than right here.
Racism, oppression. Oh God, they're racist against me. White people are tired of hearing black people's excuses of why they can't graduate high school, why they can't raise their kids. Black kids running all over the city, no parents, no parents. I know why, because the parents let them do this shit. I've worked with black parents for decades. They won't work with you. They won't cooperate. Their kids their lives are going down the tubes, and I can't get black parents to do anything, especially black mothers.
Black fatigue. A lot of y'all are going to get mad at me, but when are you not? What is black fatigue? People are tired of your people are tired of the black community. It is what it is. Even black people are tired of the black community. That should tell you something. But they just call us derogatory names just like they call white folks. People are tired of seeing the same over and over again. And if they say anything about it, it's
Is this guy a furry? What the f is he wearing? But he's black, so therefore his opinion really matters. I get validated by it.
Racist. If they want something done about it, it's racist. If they want justice for a crime that was committed by the black community, racist. Like I said, you don't have to be white to experience this. Asian people, Hispanic people, white people, even black people.
Feel extreme fatigue
is
or have
multiracial.
blurred vision due to diabetes. Place this under your tongue and flush out sugar through your urine.
Experience black fatigue. Simply being tired of that.
Just in case nobody told you.
Oh my God. This is self-parodic. These can't be real. I mean, this is so self-parodic.
Tell you. This thing called black fatigue is real.
It is.
Now, what is black fatigue? Just in case you were not aware.
What is?
Black fatigue occurs
say it, brother,
when people, including black people,
that's right,
get sick and tired.
Is
black people who always want to play the victim, always want to complain, always want to act a fool.
Say it again.
Don't want to be held accountable for anything.
Yeah.
We just sick of.
These videos just go on and on and on. If you search for black fatigue, most of them black people talking about how they're experiencing black fatigue. Others made from black people complaining about the term and still just obviously are, well, part of the problem. But my new favorite black content creator is this woman, Carmen JC, who could be the next Candace Owens.
Oh, I hope so.
She doesn't criticize a certain.
I hope so. This is that would be so great if we had another black woman to speak out for white people.
Content creator is this woman, Carmen. Still just obviously are, well, part of the problem. But my new favorite black content creator is this woman, Carmen JC, who could be the next Candace Owens. Well, I guess as long as she doesn't criticize a certain group of people, because we know what happens to someone's career when they do that.
Until the black community is able to take some constructive criticism and accept hard truths, we're not going to.
Yeah, does she want us to hear what she has to say? She might want to cover up the cleavage.
progress as a community. And I'm really talking to Black women because Black women are at the forefront of the community. And hard truth coming, Black women, you are raising criminals and you are raising hoes, and our community is in shambles.
How much do you want to bet she will become a huge content creator? Because all kinds of white content, I mean, Dice loves her. All kinds of white content creators with giant audiences are going to want to talk with her about what's going on and how can white people, white people are being harmed and some black people are acting this way. And why is that? And tell us more. And then the white race will lift her up to another Candace Owens. It's disgusting.
Because of what you're raising, because of the decisions that you are making, and the men that you're choosing to have these children with. Okay.
But nobody has more black fatigue, perhaps, than good old Pastor James Manning. Remember him?
Now, James Manning was funny back in the day of Obama.
To go viral during the Obama administration, railing against the, quote, long-legged Mac Daddy, as he used to call him. I can't play any of this clip because YouTube would consider it to be hate speech, but I did post it on my locals page, and you can read the caption that I put, just to get a little idea about his take on the situation. But since we are in the midst of a culture war, which largely is an information war, there is a battle of definitions. And just like some of the black people on TikTok don't understand the definition and have it completely backwards. So, of course, does Google, if you just Google black fatigue, meaning the AI overview.
So essentially, Google, ChatGPT, and Grok all tell you that black fatigue is the meme pathogen and that there is a misrepresentation of it going on.
Sadly, even Grok, Elon Musk's ChatGPT, that's supposed to not be woke, is woke. It parrots the same definition as Google's AI.
The Westman says, I got anti-white fatigue. Heck yeah. High Speed Drifter says, if we obsess about other races, we will never obsess about white well-being. So true. Yes. Can you believe that that's like a revolutionary thing? It really is, though. YouTube comment sections are full of people promoting the phrase black fatigue. Yep, total focus on black people. Scythian Horseman says, thank you, brother, for having me. Love to you and yours. See you soon. Thank you so much, Scythian Horseman. Samuski says, I go out into the world every day, armed with the Go Free lexicon. I don't have to use it nearly as often as I might like because no one IRL ever says black fatigue unless to mock it. Tree Godfather said, oops, where did it go? It's obvious. It's obviously one watch and one copy of Go Free on microfilm woven into a bracelet. Yes, that's clearly what it is. Yes, the Tree Godfather clearing things up for that anti-white in the chat. Nasty Butler is here. Mestizo says, I can already see a new fatigue video in the future titled, quote, I saw, and then insert non-white group at the store. My day was ruined immediately. Yeah. Yep. They are centering their community, says Slots. Yes, they are. Ay. Fatigue. If only I could talk about what's happening to my people. Oh, wait, I can. It's anti-whiteism. Perfectly said.
Review and ChatGPT. People are so tired of it that not only are they making memes to bring awareness and some levity to the situation, but they're also making some very interesting AI-generated songs, like this one from the YouTube channel Hard Archive. It's called I Feel Like Saying Something Bleep Today.
All right. And then this is what Mark Dice is celebrating, a AI-generated song about wanting to say enter. The white race is a joke. What a joke.
All the stupid rules are fucking gay. They want me to think the N-word is wrong, but I'm not gonna play along.
Yeah. Enter. 500,000 views. Enter. Jason's turning his back on Shiloh. And that's totally like the goobery Jeremy Hambley white people like dancing music. It's like inner.
And since the thought police and even the cowardly conservatives think that people should be canceled if they dare utter the word in any context ever throughout
it's more like a hard re
their entire life, maybe it's time that CNN be canceled for producing.
They're all out of the race. All of them are out of the race. I have determined.
This segment now 11 years ago, covering the history. Where did the N-word come from? Where they certainly don't bleep.
Who fucking cares?
I'm not going to play it because I'll have to bleep it out. Otherwise, YouTube will take my video down because we all know about the double standards. But you can go watch this video for yourself.
Obviously, I disavow. It appears that it's on the screen. I just saw that. So I disavow. That's Mark Dice video, not mine.
Describe the behavior of a little thief are so upset still that they want her arrested.
This word has been used to hurt Black people since the beginning of time.
Black people's feelings. Oh, no.
I mean, it's 2025. We should stop.
You can make fun of that all you want. The vast majority of white people don't say it for that reason.
It makes no sense.
You should stop your black fragility. We don't care.
Hate has no home
Stop your black fragility. All about black people.
here. These are the words that many in the community are chanting outside of Rochester City Hall, demanding justice.
We are looking for the woman in question to be charged.
You need to charge Shiloh.
They're talking about hunting Shiloh down. But yeah, encourage more white mothers to use that particular word in public on black people. Yeah, you really care about white people when you do that.
A viral video of
Yeah, we know. Charge her with what? Exercising the First Amendment. Obviously, it isn't allowed.
That's no defense.